Which is the best attack submarine in the world? Which is the greatest and deadliest modern attack submarine and why? Number 10. Oscar II class. The Project 949A anti-boats, commonly known in the West as Oscar II class, are Soviet/Russian nuclear-powered cruise missile submarines. These are the third largest submarines ever built in terms of displacement and length. Only the Soviet Typhoon class and American Ohio class boats are larger. Also, originally these were the largest attack submarines ever constructed. Currently these are among the most capable Russian submarines. Originally it was planned that 19 of these boats will be built. However, only 11 boats were eventually completed. Currently 4 boats of this class remain in active service with the Russian Navy. The Oscar II class SSGNs are armed with 24 P-700 Granite supersonic cruise missiles with a range of 550 kilometers. Soviets designed these giant cruise missile boats to attack U.S. aircraft carrier battle groups and coastal installations. Number 9. Ohio class. The Ohio class submarines were originally designed to carry intercontinental ballistic missiles and were classified as SSBNs. However, between 2002 and 2008 the U.S. Navy converted 4 of its oldest Ohio-class submarines into cruise missiles carriers, SSGNs. Essentially, its ballistic missiles were replaced by cruise missiles. Conversion of the first boat was completed in 2006. The Ohio, Michigan, Florida, and Georgia were converted to guided missile submarines by replacing their Trident II intercontinental ballistic missiles with 7 smaller Tomahawk cruise missiles. Each converted SSGN is capable of carrying 154 Tomahawk cruise missiles. Such amount of cruise missiles is typically deployed in a surface battle group. Also, these boats have 4 533mm torpedo tubes for Mk-48 torpedoes. Converted Ohio-class submarines also have lockout chambers and can transport Special Forces personnel. Number 8. Sorya class. The first Sorya class boat was commissioned with the Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Forces in 2009. Unlike other nuclear-powered boats on this list, the Sorya class submarines have diesel-electric propulsion. These boats are fitted with air-independent propulsion system that allows to stay submerged for longer periods without surfacing to charge the batteries. Submerged endurance is increased from days to weeks. Japan is the only country to use this class of boats, as other diesel-electric submarines are intended for coastal and patrol operations. Air-independent propulsion system of the Sorya class enhanced stealth and operational capabilities of these boats. However, these submarines lack range and endurance of nuclear-powered attack submarines. Number 7. Akula class. In the late 1980s, Soviet Union launched a number of Akula-class boats. This class marked a significant improvement in Soviet submarine design as it was far quieter than previous Soviet nuclear-powered attack boats. Furthermore, the Akula class was far quieter than Western countries expected. The use of commercially available Western technology to reduce noise levels played an important role in this, eroding a long-held NATO advantage in the underwater Cold War. Improved Akula II class boats became the first Soviet submarines that were actually quieter than the latest U.S. attack submarines of that time, notably the improved Los Angeles class boats. Sensors were also much improved comparing with the previous Soviet attack submarines. These boats have 4 650mm torpedo tubes and 4 533mm tubes. Up to 40 torpedoes and missiles can be carried. Today, Akula-class boats make up about half of Russia's dwindling fleet to nuclear-powered attack submarines. Number 6. Improved Los Angeles class. The U.S. Navy currently operates around 40 older Los Angeles-class submarines alongside the newer Seawolf and Virginia-class boats. These submarines proved to be an exceptionally good anti-submarine platform. First boat of the improved Los Angeles class was commissioned back in 1988. Improved submarines are much quieter than original Los Angeles class boats. It is described that improved Los Angeles class boats are 7 times quieter than the original Los Angeles class boats. The class features a very potent weapon array, including Mk-48 torpedoes, sub-Harpoon anti-ship missiles and Tomahawk land attack cruise missiles. The Tomahawk missile can be launched from the dedicated vertical launching system or from torpedo tubes. These boats can operate under ice where Russian ballistic missile submarines tend to hide. Number 5. Sierra II class. The Russian expensive Sierra I-class boats succeeded the ill-fated Alpha class. Soon even more capable Sierra II class boats were commissioned. The lead Sierra II class boat was commissioned in 1990 and the second boat of the class followed in 1993. Only 2 Sierra II class boats were ever commissioned due to extremely high price. The third boat was laid down, but was never commissioned and eventually scrapped. The Russian Navy maintains these advanced submarines despite their high operating costs. These boats have 2 light and strong titanium hulls. Soviet titanium technology was far in advance of the West, requiring fewer passes to achieve a successful weld, but the cost of the hulls limited the numbers built, despite advantages in depth and underwater speed. These submarines can operate at great depths. Their operational depth is 520 meters, while maximum depth is 750 meters. Even the most advanced American Seawolf-class boats cannot dive that deep. Number 4. Grainy class. The Project 885 Yazan Western designation Grainy class is the latest Russian nuclear-powered attack submarine. The lead boat, Severodvinsk, was laid down in 1993, however construction was stopped due to funding problems. This boat was commissioned with the Russian Navy only in 2013. The second boat of the class was built to improve project. Currently at least 6 of these boats are planned to be commissioned. These will replace the older Akula-class submarines. Despite all improvements, the Grainy-class boats are only slightly quieter than improved Akula-class boats. The Severodvinsk has 24 vertical launch tubes for various cruise missiles. These include P-800 Onyx, which has a range of around 300 kilometers. Also, there are 8 650mm torpedo tubes. These can launch torpedoes and anti-ship missiles. It was reported that a mix of 30 torpedoes and anti-ship missiles are carried. The Severodvinsk has 24 vertical launch tubes for various cruise missiles. Cruise missiles include the P-800 Onyx, which has a range of about 300 kilometers. Number 3. Astute class. The first Astute-class nuclear-powered attack submarine was commissioned with the Royal Navy in 2010. So far 7 boats of the class are planned. These will replace the older Swiftsat-class attack submarines. The Astute-class boats are significantly stealthy and carry more weapons than the previous boats of Trafalgar-class. These attack submarines are fitted with 6 533mm torpedo tubes. These are used to launch Spearfish torpedoes, Subharpoon anti-ship missiles and Tomahawk cruise missiles. A mix of 36 missiles and torpedoes are carried. The Tomahawk Block 4 land attack cruise missiles have a range of 1,700 kilometers and can target enemy ships as well as land targets. Number 2. Virginia-class. The U.S. Navy's Virginia-class nuclear-powered attack submarines are successors to the Los Angeles-class boats. The Virginia-class was designed as smaller, less expensive, and more versatile alternative to the advanced but extremely expensive Seawolf-class. A total of 30 Virginia-class nuclear-powered attack submarines are planned. The Virginia-class submarines incorporate newly designed anechoic coating, isolated deck structures and new design of propulsor to achieve low acoustic signature. It is claimed that noise level of the Virginia is equal to that of the Seawolf class. Number 1. Seawolf class. The boats of the Seawolf class are the most advanced but also the most expensive hunter-killer submarines in the world. These submarines were intended to restore the technological edge which the U.S. Navy had enjoyed over the Soviets from 1945 until the mid-1980s, when espionage and the cynical trading practices of some U.S. allies somewhat eroded it. The Seawolf-class boats were intended to seek and destroy the latest Soviet ballistic missile submarines, such as Typhoon-class, and latest attack submarines such as Akula-class. The Seawolf-class submarines are arguably the quietest submarines in the world ever constructed. It is exceptionally quiet even at high speeds.